when you write that, I'm sorry, let me say this again. When we look at our beliefs and the things we struggle with today, we immediately transpose them ahead that we'll always struggle with them when the truth may be things come and go.
Yeah.
So I would think that as you write this in 1966, 67, you're going to say that they continued on with the Summer of Love type approach.
Right, because at that point, culturally, you wouldn't have said there were lots of women, lots of love. I mean, you wouldn't
Love
suggest
Mickey.
that we have
Right.
sex.
Right.
It is 1967, and we are having sex everywhere.
It's everybody just free loving on the streets going
Exactly.
at it.
It's a bone zone all 24/7.
But there wasn't any love in it. It was all just sex. So yeah, it may have been a commentary for that particular moment. I think that's fascinating.
Just a thought, because I was trying to figure out where this comes from and why they would say it.
And he in particular feels lonely. I mean, he kind of talked about that early on.
He's
right?
glad to be in the future now, and there's nobody else to worry about. And all
I
that
mean,
kind
when
of
they're
stuff.
walking through the desert and they're
Yeah.
having kind of some weird heart-to-heart about their current status and situation, and he kind of alluded to the fact that he was alone.
He's very focused on this idea that somehow he's in this plight by himself. Putting Dodge down, treating him like Dodge had... I'm not sorry. It was Landon he put down.
Yeah.
Putting Landon down. They're going to erect a statue over you. You know,
A life-size statue.
yeah, a life-size statue. But it is always about Taylor's loneliness. And are we men at this point to somehow finally sympathize with him because of that?
Is that what this is? This moment right here in this particular minute, is that what that's meant to be? Are we supposed to finally relate to him? Because he's been kind of a jerk.
Big
Not
jerk.
kind of. It definitely
up
a
to
jerk.
this point. So is this the moment where he's like, I'm in love, to break out the tissues?
I don't even think he's saying he's in love. He's just saying, look how hard my life was. I had all this sex, but nobody loved me. Where's my mommy?
Well,
Oh, yeah, I kind of feel sorry for him. I got a lot of it. And
has
go
it
back
been
for
at
me.
all that because everything that's happened to him, that is Taylor changing? Is Taylor now understanding I'm alone? Is he truly understanding I need someone? I can't get these apes to listen to me. I need somebody on my side. I pushed everyone away. I need someone.
I don't know if he's at that point yet or not. I really don't, because
I don't think he is either. I'm just trying to figure out why he's pontificating about lots of
monologuing about
lots of women, no love.
getting it, but not getting in love. I don't know.
And he's saying it to Nova, who can't understand him.
Yeah, who doesn't understand anything you're saying.
But, I mean, you know, if you said, hey,
Yes.
hey, and then, like, I didn't get, like, I would have picked up on that vibe, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand you.
Well, then he finishes all that with the line of, that was the kind of world we'd made, which once again circles in on a commentary of the world.
Oh, that suggests stuff.
There's
Quite the wordsmith there, Richard.
that's Richard and I looking at each other across the table going, we can't say this because
I
it
know.
happened yet, but we know this movie.
Going by minute, that suggests something about where his society ended up.
Yes.
And I mean, it could potentially have implications on the mission itself.
You begin to listen to these comments and see how it's the spice for the moments later on. That's all.
Okay.
Exactly.
So to me, this whole minute typifies again that power of sci-fi, where it can take the conventions of everything we're fighting against today, put it in a system where you're making a commentary where I wonder in 1968 when you watch it, how heavy-handed does that feel? Oh, I get it, ding, ding. You know, they're talking about today, not about the future.
Well, Todd, you were, 15 in 1968? So you can,
Suck it.
you can tell us how it was.
It's the same as that today. You've got Handmaid's Tale on Hulu, which is really, and it's a classic novel from the 80s,
yeah.
but it's put here today, and suddenly it's incredibly
Very relevant.
very relevant about the struggles we have today.
We see these things repeat themselves.
Right.
Lessons learned, books, novels, 1984 becoming relevant again now.
Right.
Time is a circle, man. It's a flat loop. You know.
I'm almost about to cry. But
How
I
do
just
I
wonder.
smash this glass beer down to make the loop?
You do, and then I have to call the ambulance and clean up the blood when you're done. But I wonder in 68, do people sit there and they just feel? Do you feel just connected with the truth of what he's saying? Or do you sit there and think, oh, that's a condemnation of what we're living
being
through
preached
today?
at
Yeah, am I being preached at? That's a good way.
proselytized at?
Yeah.
Huh. again, we're parsing this by minutes.
Yeah, and
Yes,
that is the
that's
unfair
part of the
nature of
problem.
this, and I admit that.
We're parsing this by minutes, so I would look at this. I don't think the audience, in as short of a time frame that these lines are delivered, are following that. I think you really have to look to the writer and the scriptwriter in terms of the meaning in these moments.
So I wonder, in all the minute-by-minute movies, and I'm not trying to say we've got the most culturally significant film of all those, but are there any other films
That resonate like that?
that resonate about truly trying to have a commentary on society? Godfather, I know that I think it's Alex from Star Wars is starting that up with his brother. That has a commentary on what we do to perpetuate family. Star Wars, you can look at that George Lucas wrote it in the wake of Watergate and things like that, Nixon. But are there how many science fiction films are truly this, would you break it down minute by minute, borderline heavy-handed about what they're saying about what's going on in the world?
Well, I mean, this particular moment, this particular time in history, there was a lot of things happening. There was
true.
There was the ERA,
It's very concentrated.
civil rights movement. There was Summer of Love. There was all these. There were just so many things happening at this moment.
Right.
Cultural touchstones that you could really kind of inject in this movie if you wanted to.
And I think it's really important to point out that Todd's only on his second beer right now, so I don't know why he's getting so deep into our second minute. Oh.
I'm sorry. I am kind of getting into it, but I'm sorry. As ooky as the moment is, I couldn't help but sit and watch that movie. I think I watched that minute probably more than I've watched 1 minute and all we've watched, because I began to think, okay, finally you're addressing all these concerns I've had about the treatment of women. Now I understand why your treatment of women is that. That's the way you view it.
Well, there's a lot more in the next
is.
minute.
There is.
But I did replay this minute and the next minute back. I watched
So you were
it
like
over
me.
and over
It was
and over
almost
again.
like
I
you
was
had
just
to
kind of
drink it in.
obsessed. I was just kind of obsessed by
Like,
it. Yeah.
what is he saying?
Okay, so is that the point at which we say the next minute now needs us to talk about it and we say goodbye for the day?
I think
Yes,
so.
and you guys need to go to the next minute because the next minute gets really exciting.
Ooh.
Well, sexy.
Bow,
anyway.
chicka, bow, wow.
Well, I have to watch it, and I'll find out tomorrow.
Okay, Sean, can you go watch it, please,
All
so we
right,
can do our
let's-
jobs?
Let's go, guys. Walking away.
Richard, it's all you.
All right, well, that wraps it up for this 8 minute. If you want to find us, you can find us at minuteapes.com. You can email us at podcast@minuteapes.com, and Sean is the one who answers that. Please send him some love. And I want to thank both of my co-hosts, Todd and Sean.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
Awesome. And always, please rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Yes. We'll see you guys tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow for the next
Are we
Riveting
doing it
Minutes.
again, Sean, or
I mean,
Sean?
we'll go ahead and finish this week out. Jeez.
No, you've got to come
mean-
back. The next minute is so much
It's a brand new year.
Love
Brand
making.
new minutes. Let's do this.
love making.
Sean, love making
Love
and Sean
making.
gazing at beer bottles.
Hey, I'm just. This is delicious beer, Richard. Thank you.
I was going to try one of those next, so I'll try that tomorrow.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
The minute of the apes. The minute